Yo, what up, Street Talks? Eric Kim. All right, some turbo thoughts. So the first quick thought is regarding the future of virtual reality and stuff like that, and why is it important? What does it mean for us and stuff like that? So some basic thoughts. First and foremost, playing with Oculus Rift, and actually I was able to get the Oculus Rift S working on a 16-inch MacBook Pro maxed out, and got it working in boot camp and stuff like that. And to me, it's so fascinating because it's truly the brave new world of digital creation and atoms and bits and so forth. Because the issue is, I think too much in physical reality. We're so about like getting like physical things and material wealth and stuff like that. So, everyone wants to buy a Lambo or a Beamer or a Mercedes or whatever, and, to build a beautiful home for themselves, live in a nice neighborhood, blah, blah. But I'm like super feeling the like Ready Player One vibes where, I don't know, maybe this life strategy of just like kind of living in a more quote unquote shitty place or like a cheaper city or a less desirable place, and rather using your, like this is my thought. Maybe it's like a bifurcation between doing a barbell between the upside of physical reality, so obviously meeting friends in the flesh and having good food in real life and stuff like that, and working out, lifting weights and stuff like that. And also it also means maximizing the upside of virtual reality. Like my thought about virtual reality is essentially it's computing 3.0. I mean, my impression about using Oculus Rift S, and then finally it could work with glasses, it's like, man, this totally blew my mind. It's to me, after using that, like iPhones, new tablets, whatever, have almost zero interest in me. But then whereas with virtual reality, it's not even virtual reality. It's almost like, I think of it more like immersive computing. And the reason why it's so interesting to me, like shout out to Jerome Lanier, I don't know his name. Read almost all of his books. Actually, I think I've read all his books on like virtual reality and stuff like that. And so my thought about virtual reality is that it's not about escaping reality, but rather it's about maximizing your humanity and maximizing reality in more meaningful ways. So maybe I think the best way to use virtual reality and VR and stuff like that is actually rather than just playing zombie shoot up games, stuff like that, like kind of a Black Mirror episode. It's more about harnessing VR and stuff like that to maximize our individual creativity. So I think any kind of virtual reality applications which allow you to create, explore, expand your mind is good. And man, I think really the killer app is Google Tilt Brush. Google Tilt Brush is phenomenal. I mean, shout out to the Google Tilt Brush team, whoever designed it. You guys did a phenomenal job. I mean, it was the first app that I bought for like $20, and even if Google Tilt Brush was the only app I could ever use of all time, I think it's definitely worth it. So what does that mean for the future? I mean, even though Facebook gets a lot of flack, I mean, for the most part, I think Mark and Facebook is a net positive for society. I mean, I think it's one of these cruel things about capitalism. Is that like, I'm kind of more on the Peter Thiel boat, where it's kind of like having a creative monopoly is good because it allows for wild experimentation that doesn't need to be profitable. So for example, I'm sure right now Oculus is not profitable at all for Facebook, but because now Facebook is worth like quadrillions of dollars, they could actually meaningfully invest in like kind of Skunkworks-esque investments toward virtual reality and VR that otherwise wouldn't be possible if they didn't have no monies. And so, and this is the sad thing about the future of maybe society is the few elites, the Silicon Valley elites, are just going to be siphoning off the masses playing, you know, stupid and stupid games, stupid zombie games and stuff like that, and all the 99% of the masses are just going to be, you know, consuming sugar and watching Netflix and, you know, buying stuff on Amazon, and then maybe it's going to be the elite who siphoning off of the productive masses and use that time to create art or innovate in interesting, meaningful ways. So yeah, we're currently going to go through an extremely brave new world of creativity and stuff like that. I mean, these are just my personal thoughts. I mean, truth be told, like, I think the way I try to approach it is, you know, I don't care to be right or wrong or whatever. It's just, I'm just sharing, you know, what I personally think, and I see things from a much more like sociological, philosophical perspective. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'm still more of a sociologist than a philosopher, because the philosophy that I even do is not just philosophy for philosophy's sake, but actually everything I do, I'm kind of interested in the societal impacts of things, you know, these things that we're doing, creating, how's it going to change it, what it means to be human and stuff like that. But I think generally it's a net positive. I mean, just don't let yourself get suckered by basic shit, and I'll use these new technologies to thrive. Like, kind of once again as a reminder, right? Like, my philosophy on technology is, I mean, all these tools, it's kind of like fire. You could either use fire to warm yourself, cook meat, whatever, or you use fire to burn down other people's homes and kill people. So it's the technology itself is inert, not good or bad, right or wrong, whatever. It's more of a, how are you going to use the technology in some sort of meaningful way that you think that could empower others and empower humanity.